Good morning, I'm Sally McLeod, and welcome to our ISI video series where we discuss various topics related to international students. Our lives have changed dramatically during this last year, and our in-person interaction has become far more limited as we continue to prevent the spread of COVID-19. While we can no longer go to a large meetup or social gatherings in person, it's important to find other ways to remain connected and social for our emotional well-being. This is particularly important for international students inside the United States who may have not seen their friends or family members from back home in a very long time. Today, we're going to be chatting with the Director of International Students and Scholars from Kansas State University, Sarah Thurston, on how you can get creative when it comes to being social and transitioning to a virtual community to stay engaged and involved. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us this morning and sharing a bit of what you are working on with your students. Could you give us more of an idea of your role and how you are getting students to stay involved and engaged with their peers and loved ones without seeing them in person?
Hi, Sally. Thanks so much for having me today. As director of our International Student and Scholar Services Office at Kansas State University, I lead our immigration compliance and cultural programming. I have engaged with students in different ways throughout this time working remotely. While I haven't been able to reach everybody personally, I've had well over 100 individual Zooms with students in the spring term to check on their well-being and to make sure that they felt connected. I also posted congratulatory videos for scholarship winners and graduates. In the summer and this fall, I met with many students regarding financial challenges and potential scholarship opportunities. I have reached out to new students to have individual welcome meetings, since normally I get a chance to do that at our in person orientations. I have also been active in attending events hosted by international student groups, including the International Coordinating Council, International Buddies, and the African Student Union. I have also hosted the presidents of all of the international student organizations for a group meeting. And I've also hosted online workshops on US culture, cultural adjustment, and co-presented on intercultural learning. I have also participated on a couple panel discussions and or interviews. And others in my office have been very busy with virtual immigration advising, OPT workshops via Zoom, and other virtual workshops, programs, and activities.
Wow, so it really sounds like you're able to continue doing everything that you had done before, but just through an entirely different format. As we all know, there is a bit of an adjustment there. What would you say the advantages are to using a specific platform, and which one do you find that you're using the most?
So, for the most part, we use Zoom for all of our programs. And the thing that I found is really important is that you become familiar with all of the features and then use Zoom to its fullest potential. I've also had many conversations with students via Facebook Messenger video calls, Skype video calls, or FaceTime calls. And even though we are remote, I think it's really important for us to see each other's as we engage. And while it's not the same as engaging in person, I think our engagement is stronger when we can see each other like we're doing today.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree more. It's always lovely to see your face. And it's amazing how social platforms have really made a conscious effort to incorporate that more with using video and facilitate more of that virtual interaction. What tips would you suggest for students in terms of creating fun virtual events for their friends or family members?
So, like I said, I still think it's really important to engage via video. And in the past, we've had lots of really fun activities, but now we can't do them because of COVID. But we can't let COVID bring us down. We just have to reimagine our events. So, for example, one of our student groups, International Coordinating Council, they have some major events every year. And those include a social, a food festival, a sporting championship, and they participate in our homecoming parade. So instead, they've completely reimagined what they were going to do this fall semester. And they went for an online game night, a photography competition, in an online panel discussion entitled How COVID Has Impacted Our International Lives. And the game night was so much fun. We had a scavenger hunt and we played this online game called Scribble. And through other groups, we've had dance parties that were DJ'd, conversation starters, charades, guess the song, and other online games.
Wow, that all sounds like so much fun. It sounds like they really got creative there. I've never heard of Scribble, but definitely sounds like I need to check that out. I know for me personally, I love the dance parties. Of course, it's not the same, but it's amazing how close it can feel to actually being in person with your friends. What sort of responses have you been getting from students about all of these activities?
So, from what we hear from students, they are craving opportunities to interact socially right now. So, we had 177 students sign up for our International Buddies program that pairs international and US students together. So much interest. So, more than anything, we just can't be shy about setting up virtual events with our friends. So, each of us has to take the initiative to start meetings. So there's so many resources out there. There are virtual escape rooms that you could do together with your friends. You could play online bingo. You could even do a virtual puzzle together. There are lots of museums doing virtual tours. Just find something that you and your friends like to do and get creative. I even started an online Portuguese class that our office offers, and it's something that I could never squeeze into my day when we had it in person. But since it's virtual, I'm able to make sure that it fits.
That's awesome. That's amazing. I know our company has talked about maybe doing a virtual escape room. We'll have to see how that all pans out, but I'm excited for it nonetheless. And is there any other advice that you would like to give to international students?
So, the thing we haven't talked about yet is exercise, and it's really important for us to stay active. And even if you're not comfortable going to the gym right now, or maybe your gyms aren't even open where you live, you can go outside and get some fresh air, even if it's chilly. So go for a walk, mask up, and walk with a friend. There are also so many classes online for virtual exercise classes. Just Google what it is that you like to do and find a free class online. Exercise and fresh air can really give you a new and better perspective. And then lastly, I'd like to mention that if you're really struggling with COVID stress or isolation, please seek help from a counselor. Many campuses have counseling services right on campus, but if not, there are local resources that you could check out. And a counselor can really help you during these difficult COVID times.
Definitely. Thank you so much for sharing what you're doing with your students and the importance of staying connected through a virtual format. As Sarah mentioned, there are a variety of ways to get creative and have fun. Don't be afraid to check out the different games and activities and familiarize yourself with that particular platform you would want to use so that you can be more comfortable. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. And thank you, Sarah, so very much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Sally.
All right. Well, we will see you next time, everyone. And we hope this was helpful and have a great rest of your week.